Welcome to the ExamView to CPS tutorial on how to create quizzes and tests in ExamView that can be imported and used in the student response system, otherwise known as clickers. Let's begin by reviewing the objectives of this tutorial. In part 1, we will review the components of the ExamView. The topics that will be demonstrated include the creation of a test using a template, creation of a test using the test wizard, selecting questions from the Holt question bank that we downloaded previously, changing the format and style of a test, and saving a lesson to make it available to the CPS system for use of the clickers. Also note that during the demonstration you will be given time to actually perform what we just showed you. In part 2 of this tutorial, we'll review the components of the CPS or the clicker system. The topics that will be included are creating a class in CPS, maintaining your student attributes such as clicker numbers and student IDs, and importing the ExamView questions into the CPS system that can be used with the clickers, and finally, engaging the actual ExamView test itself using the clicker system. Let's begin. Let's go into ExamView by clicking on the ExamView test generator icon. It looks just like this. Double click on that, it'll open. A little ExamView dialog box comes up. That's going to give you a little menu that we can use to jump to the option that we want to follow. Create a new test from scratch is what we're going to do first, and then we're going to go into the create a new test using a wizard. First, let's go ahead and double click or just click on the create a new test from scratch icon. It'll come up with a test title, so go ahead and put some kind of title in that you'll be able to recall later. Let's call this Math 7 Chapter 9, and we're going to say from scratch, so we're going to differentiate this from the next test that we're going to create. Just click OK when you're done with that. What you'll see is it'll come up with a blank template. It has a default header, and it has what you put in for your test name as the first subheading. Now we're ready to create a test using the question banks that we loaded from the Holt textbook earlier today. If you look up here on your screen, you'll see that these check marks here, there's different ways to bring in the questions. If you use this icon, it'll select them randomly for you. You can select them from a list. You can select them while viewing them, select them based on the standard, any criteria, or select all of them. What we're going to do for this tutorial is going to go into the one with the binoculars. So go ahead and click on that, and it's going to ask you for where is your question bank. So mine's already pointing to the ExamView banks, HMD, mathematics subdirectory, so I'm going to go into chapter banks. And you'll notice that there's several chapters. I'm going to go into, for grade 7, I'm going to go into chapter 9, measurement and geometry. Double click on that. It'll put it down here for the ones that you're selecting. I'm going to just select that one chapter for this test right now. When you're ready to go ahead and select one and click on next. What that will do is generate a list of questions that you can select from, and because we said we want to select by looking through them, we're going to select them as we go. So for example, find the perimeter of a polygon. I'm going to go ahead and click on this one because that's the one I want. And scroll down, you'll see that there's the question. It'll show you what kind of answer. It's going to show you the reason for the answer, some feedback if they got it wrong. They'll tell them, maybe look for this. We're going to say find the perimeter of a polygon. Yeah, let's just go through here and look at the questions that you say, yeah, this is the one. Let's not do a rectangle. Yeah, let's do circumference. So you're going to look through here and see the types of questions that you would like to use on your test. And when you're done with this, you can always say finish. And what it does is it generates that test based on the questions that you selected by looking through this binocular selection tool. Scroll down, single column, looks like MEP, and it's generated for me, and I think I'm ready to go. So the next thing I want to do is do File, Save As, and save it to my test bank. Okay, we'll come up with a Save As dialog box. We're going to save it as Math 7, Chapter 9, from scratch. That's that test. Now, what I like to do is show you how to create a test using the test wizard. And that's these icons up here. I'm going to just do the little one with a little wizard wand right here and create a brand new test, and I will say same kind of thing, Math 7, Chapter 9, Test Wizard. And just say next. I'll create the same kind of test with the same measurement and geometry chapter. Say next. And what you'll do is this quick test wizard. So go ahead and bring that up, and then what you can do is select of the available types of questions. You can select which kinds you want. Let's see, 1 multiple choice. Let's just go with 10 of those, and I like the numeric answers, so go 3 of those, and that's all we want right now. So just go next. It just gives you a summary. Say finish, and bingo, it gives you the same test, and you can do the same kind of formatting as you can when you create the test from scratch. So let's do a file save as here. Same directory default. Let's change this to Math 7 from the test wizard, and say save. Now we're ready to go. Let's go into the CPS system as our next thing. We can just go ahead and say File, Close, exit out of the ExamView.